good with your haps. Hopefully, I'm on haps. Haps been knocking me off, and if haps knocks me off, then I can't screen anybody else. So I'm gonna say hello to haps first. Not that anybody else will be on this motherfucker. I mean, it's 7:22 Saturday morning. Everybody's sleeping in. Everybody went out, had their little parties, and pretty much opened back up now. People back doing what they normally do. I saw a lot of parties, a lot of backyard barbecues, very few masks. So I'm thinking that everybody's out here protected the best they can, I'd say. So it's good to see people moving. It's good to see people feeling good out here. I don't pay much attention to the bullshit, but when they start talking about there's so many jobs now that new jobs that this presidential administration has put in play. See, that's not going to affect us none. If every unemployed Black American gets a job, and I'm using Black American because I'm trying to be concise. Y'all know I'm not fucking with Black no more, but I'm gonna say Black American, and I'll throw Native in front of it just so y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. So if every Native Black American who is unemployed gets a job right now, and our unemployment rate is at 0%, we would still be at the bottom in America. So it's not about us getting jobs. It's about us getting repair. And if they're not going to repair us, then they're going to continue to have to deal with us in the way that they do. And I don't think they can make us extinct. I don't think they can make us extinct. I don't think we're like some exotic animal in the jungle and shit where they can, unless they start to sterilize us. Now, they can sterilize us in many ways. I know a lot of people, they think they think the fix is in, with the Rona. And they think that, they're trying to sterilize Black folks, but it's a lot more white people getting them shots than Black people. And I don't think they in there shuffling the bottles and shit. Be like, is this the sterilization vaccine? Is this the non-sterilization vaccine? So I don't buy into those theories. They don't know who the fuck you are until you show up. So how they know which bottle to give you? Then again, I can walk up in that bitch and I can look like this and I might be an Indian. Shit, there's Indians out there darker than me. Look at VJ Singh. I used to think VJ Singh was Black. I used to think his name was VJ, like Vinnie Johnson, and that was his nickname. I know his name was VJ because he's Indian. But he darker than me. And when he get out there playing in the summertime, oh yeah, he double nigga. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on course on this because I ain't gonna be in this bitch that long. They need to stop perpetuating this madness to Black Americans. Jobs, 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 jobs. I'm not telling nobody not to work because then I'd be telling you not to eat. And I'm never going to tell you not to eat. I believe we all should be able to eat. And we should all be able to eat the finest of foods. Okay? I always say I love to eat steak. I know people don't eat meat, so they don't love that analogy. Well, you should love to eat the best quality tofu that you can get. But you can't get none of that shit if you underemployed or if you unemployed. So we need to stop playing with ourselves. And we need to figure this out. We need to fight for reparations. We need to fight to be repaired. That's the only way we get there. Filling out application, that's all and good for now. But what you gonna do tomorrow? Because that job might not be there. We've seen that. People had jobs yesterday. Today they woke up and didn't have a job. The pandemic will do that to you. A fucked up economy will do that to you. We need to stop acting like just having a job is good enough, because that's not good enough. Just like for years they tried to play off, oh, you didn't go to school? You didn't go to school? You can go back and get your GED. Yeah, you go get your GED, and that's when you don't get the JOB. Most motherfuckers don't like people that got GEDs. Let me be real with you. I've been in them rooms when they passed applications around and they passed resumes around and they were like, nah, this motherfucker didn't even graduate from high school. I'm like, well, maybe they were sick or something, you know, maybe they didn't, you know, does it show how far they got? Well, it says here they got a general education diploma. Is that what it's called? What Chris Rock called it? Good enough. Good enough. You was good enough not to have to come back. A good enough diploma. But it's not good enough for you to get a career in most cases. There are people that have slipped through the cracks. There are people that have gotten a second chance. There are people that have made their way with a GED. I'm not here to shit on anybody with a GED because some people get GEDs from extenuating circumstances. So I'm not here to shit on anybody that has a GED. But having a job and rolling that into a career doesn't happen as much anymore. See, people used to get jobs and it turned into a career. Some people went down to get jobs at plants because they needed to feed their family. 30 years later, they turned it into a career. But people get jobs at plants now, they be out there bitch in 2-3 years. They figured out either the job isn't for them, the pay isn't for them, it's taking a toll on their body. They can't fuck with the hours. There's many reasons why people aren't doing the 25, 30 years at the plants no more. The definition of job is temporary. And that must be Sister Cosetta. Queen, you up early this morning, moving around. They say that's a inherited trait. Once you get mature, once you get into that golden age, you just wake up. And I've always been a nocturnal person, so I've been up half the night, working, doing my thing. So I wonder, will I be like that when I gain a couple more calendars? God will it. A job is temporary. But if you got a career, you can tie something into that. You can tie something into that. Sunday Night Smoke. Good morning to you, brother. Once again, I appreciate you. Appreciate the discussion we had yesterday. Good traction on that, I think. I didn't go back and check out any stats. I laid back, got my head right afterwards, got back up, started working. It was just up and down through the night trying to finish the task. But Iz was dope. Iz was dope. He came with that perspective that I need more brothers to come with. I need more brothers to come with that, but fuck that perspective. No matter what they say, we need to be able to say, but fuck that. Because that's what's happening right now with these jobs. But fuck that. Fuck these jobs. We need economic inclusion, and the only way we're going to be included economically is for reparations. There's a bunch of legislation that needs to be passed. And that's why when Iz and I were talking, we were talking about giving a brother $1 million and he just does what he does with it. I get it. I get that theory. But I'm trying to flip that shit so his kids can eat, so his grandkids can eat. Because $1 million, you just can't do that no more. You got to make that $1 million bubble. So if he gonna get $1 million, I'm not gonna tell the brother to go do what he needs. But go buy you 4 or 5 subways. Go buy you 4 or 5 subways. You know, Subway need to give me a motherfucking couple sandwiches and shit just for that free plug right there. I need a couple of spicy Italians right there just for that. I'm gonna start taxing these bitches for saying they shit on online too. We just need to start doing some goon advertising. We advertise motherfuckers, you know, just because we use the products. And if they hear their name on our shit, then they need to be cutting something back. I don't give a fuck what it is. Send us some free sub coupons. Let us go feed some people. You know, send us some vouchers to go get 4 or 5 6-footers. We can take them down to the homeless shelter. We need to make this shit do what we do. If we got voices out here and we can move needles for people out here, we need to be feeding people. Yeah. People left school. Oh, my fan ain't on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm wondering why I'm in here choking. My goddamn fan ain't on. Hold on. I just got in this bitch and shit. I've been inside all night. I'm heading in. But give me some bucks so I can go make my granddaughter some breakfast. Ray might be hungry. I don't know. She don't eat breakfast the way I like it to. I like her to eat in the morning because I know the rest of her day gonna be good. A lot of times she just say she ain't hungry. My granddaughter, on the other hand, she hungry when she wake up. Eat. So yeah, people have to leave school. You know, people have to leave school, and I know that things are different now. But like, think back in the day when young men, young women had to leave school, and they had to support their families, so they were working before they were 18. Now you get to 25, and you ain't got no goddamn diploma. They wonder why. They want to tell you ain't got no work experience, but you've been working since you was 15. You know, what they want to see is a diploma. Look, motherfucker, I don't have a diploma. I've been in the streets grinding since I was 15. Now you want to make that a bad thing, that I didn't graduate from high school? You know, it used to kill me because motherfuckers didn't want to give me a job selling cars and shit because they said I didn't have no car sales experience, even though I had sales experience from all kinds of other shit. But I'm like, how am I going to get the car sales experience if you don't hire me to be a car salesman? Case in point, the first dealership I worked at, within 2 months, I cleared the fucking showroom. 2 motherfuckers quit, another motherfucker got fired. I was literally in that bitch by myself. They quickly hired another person, hired a rookie. He lasted for a while. He was actually decent. Then they hired another man and a woman, and we ran a 4-person crew with that revolving seat for 3 years. We were a winning team, but I was the anchor of that bitch. If you needed something, you came to me. If some shit went down at the dealership, you came to me. It wasn't like I was the boss. I wasn't even the top salesman in that bitch. But I was the glue to that motherfucker. And they knew they couldn't really push shit around that bitch without me. Not a manager, not a GM, not a sales manager, nothing. I was just the motherfucker who knew shit. And not really about the car business. It was my first car sales job. But see, I don't need to know cars to sell cars. I know people. And people know me. Ain't that what they said about Joe Biden? Ain't that what Jim Clyburn said? We know Joe, and Joe knows us. Yeah, Joe knows y'all niggas eat butter biscuits, and he likes to bring extra butter. Bitch ass motherfuckers. Oh. Sorry, y'all. I'm pulling in the bucks and shit. I'm just making sure my shit is logged in. Help me let me log my points in when I get here. I should have logged in first before I got here. They be killing me, man. on one side. Can I get no, I need a hot. Can I get a hot venti mocha? Non-dairy with coconut milk. No whipped cream. Forced blender. An extra shot stirred. That's it this morning. Appreciate you. But yeah, you know, you can have a lot of experience but not have a diploma. There's a lot of reasons. People with young women get pregnant. Now she go out and have a baby at 15, 16, come back into the workforce now, looking for a job. You want to condemn her because she doesn't have a high school diploma, but she got a 5-year-old that's about to start kindergarten. She got way more experience than somebody with a high school diploma. A high school diploma ain't shit. That was a way to separate us. That was a way to separate us. If we didn't have the education, you're out. Hell, they used to say you had to have a certain IQ to vote. First, you had to be a man, then you had to have a certain IQ to vote. They had the jars and shit, and you had to count the beans and some shit and see how many beans that were in the jar. If you didn't count the number, then you couldn't vote. Stupid shit. This bitch needs to be broke down and rebuilt, and they don't want to do that. They just want to dole out bullshit ass bills that don't help us. 40 than reparations, because they know reparations is multi-generational and it's multi-level. We need to talk about healthcare. We need to talk about education. We need to talk about lending. We need to talk about policing. We need to talk about prisons. All needs to be changed. Not just some legislation that you pass through that is got a little bit of civil rights in it, got a little bit of affordable housing in it, got a little bit of food assistance. No. We need all our shit. Run it. Run it. Nobody pays attention to that shit. And that's the important thing. Reparations gives us the step that we need to solvency. Don't think they don't know that. Don't think they don't know that. If it gives us equality, it's about to bump somebody. Because see, now we start closing the racial wealth gap, which I hate that now. Let's just say wealth gap. Because they ain't really got a lot to do with racial right now. Because Asians make more money than white folks, and Indians make more money than white folks. White folks still make more money than black folks, but hell, Latinos making more money than black folks. Shit. So let's not talk about the racial white gap, because it just ain't white and black no more. Yeah, I want to make more money than white people, but you know what? I want to make more money than Asian people. You know? Yeah, I want to go to the same schools as white people, but I want to go to the same schools as Asian people. And you know who can go to schools that black people go to? Asians, Indians, and white people. They can all go to HBCUs now. Uh-oh. I ain't put on no mask. Hold on a second. You go to a business establishment, you still got to put a mask on. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what the situation is. And those are crushed cashews dipped in a little honey to top the butter biscuits. Those aren't just regular crumbs. They're going to give us some good crumbs. They're going to give us crushed cashews dipped in honey, and they spray that over the butter biscuits. That's what HR 40 is. Like, we can't just keep giving them the same butter biscuits. We got to dress this butter biscuit up. That's what they're doing. They're going to dress this butter biscuit up. See, before they could just throw some butter over it and we would be just all too happy to eat it. Now they know they got to dress this motherfucker up. Baby. I'm sorry? Yeah, we're going hot today. Yeah. How you doing? I am well. I don't think I've had you today before. Kyle, you knew? Okay. Kind of knew? Okay. Can I get 3 back? Yeah. If it was 3 in there, I would have took it out. I like messing with the people behind me, acting like I'm stealing the tips and shit. These guys know I wouldn't do that to them, though. Were you here that day that I challenged the barista that I said, I guarantee you the person behind me is going to tell you that I stole your guys' tips. Watch. And okay, it was hilarious. And I said, because I just basically made the change myself. And then, because it was like a 10 and I took 7 ones back, or 8 ones back, I was like, I guarantee you they're going to tell you that I stole your tips. The next day I came in, they were like, you were right. And I was like, of course I was right. They're probably like, no offense, but that man of color took your tips. That man of color, knowing goddamn well they didn't want to call me a man of color. They might have said African American. Appreciate you, Kyle. But, the chances are they either said man of color or African American. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Can I get a stopper this morning? Oh, that's right. You got the stickers? Yeah, I'll take a sticker. I got a marketing strategy for Starbucks. For every cup they make a stopper. Put the ideal in, Kyle. You'll move up quickly in this company. You too. How the fuck y'all keep running out of stoppers? You got 1 million cups, you make 1 million stoppers. What the fuck? Worst case scenario, you got more stoppers. They never have stoppers now. You know what that is? That's not a lack. That's not a lack of ordering. That's not bad management because there's no stoppers everywhere. It's the plastic. There's a shortage. And shit's gonna start being raised because now they're gonna start having to make different things out of different items. That's why they're doing all this recycling shit, and they don't want to use plastic straws anymore. They want them paper straws. I don't like that paper shit. I don't like that. It makes me feel like I'm sucking my shit through a pixie stick. I hate that shit. But yeah, they're trying to dress this shit up with see, they're not really butter biscuits anymore. They're pastries. They're going to tell us that. HR 40 is a pastry. What they've been giving us is straight up biscuits. Now they're going to give us a pastry. Okay? Motherfucker, I want my reparations. I want a tort. That's what I want. I want a tort. Let's keep moving it up the fucking chart. Flour and water. Doesn't matter how you mix it. At the end of the day, it's still a biscuit. Not shitting on being gainfully employed, but are you gaining? Are you gaining? And are you going into a career? See, if it's just a job, in this state, I don't know if anybody's state's like this, but we're an at-will state. They can walk up to your desk or walk up to your workspace and they can fire you and not have to give you a reason. We are an at-will state. Many people don't even know if they live in an at-will state or not. They don't need to give you no reason in Michigan to fire you. They can up your ass up out of there now. Let's go. Let's go. You're up out of here. And here's your letter, just so you know Here's your letter. Because you want to fight it, you can't fight it. And that letter is got a piece of paper stapled to it that you signed when you got the job. Because when you got the job, you signed that voucher that said you were signing on to an at-will employer because you work in an at-will state. And we can fire your ass at will. Just telling you what I know, telling you what I've lived. I ain't read no books. Why can't Johnny read? Because Johnny's family can't afford to buy him no books. Stop asking me dumbass questions. Why are you late to work? Because I got to catch the bus. I hated that shit. Shannon, why are you late? Because I catch the bus. I can't determine when the bus is going to bring me here. I did my best to tell him to step on it, and the bus driver told me to go fuck myself. Motherfuckers knew I caught the bus. When I got hired, that was a hey, dude, I'm on public transportation. And I was only on this shit for like a month and a half, and I had a car. Saved my money up, got a car. But every day I'd walk in 1 minute late, 2 minutes late, whatever. We're talking like, I was supposed to be there at 8:30. I get there at 8:32. He's like, why are you late? Like, bitch, you just saw me get off that bus. Get the fuck out of my face. Absolutely. But we need unapologetic attorneys. We don't need people that are going to go in there making Ben Crump type deals. And who do we have as unapologetic freedmen who are litigators out here? You know, the last thorough attorney that I heard talk about reparations was Johnnie Cochran. Johnnie Cochran was the last Native Black American that I heard talk full-throated about reparations. Because you got to understand, your practice as an attorney comes under scrutiny when you start talking politically. You better have a good bag or kind of a built-in, monetary base, or they can fuck up your bag when you want to go all militant with it. Johnny had that bag. Johnny had that bag. And they knew Johnny had that bag. That's why I question Johnny's demise sometimes. They don't get us until we come for the bag. Johnny was coming for the bag for Black Americans, just like all these other people. When they go for their bag, they go for their ownership, go for their masters, then they turn up with a toe tag. Look at all the attorneys that we must have out here that are jumping into politics. I'd love to see Kwame Kilpatrick help us fight for reparations. He's an attorney. He's not going to practice law anymore. He said he's not going to do anything. He's going to do ministry. Okay. But you got ism that you can pass down to some of these young attorneys. Instead of them getting a battery in the back, they could have a Kwame in the back. Locally, shit. Locally, we got the elder Hugo Mack. He's deep in the streets. Hugo would fight for reparations. Ain't nobody talking to him about it though. I got Brother Hugo's number. I'm gonna call Brother Hugo today. Because he knows politics. He knows how to move shit up the food chain. And I hope one of the 3-4 motherfuckers that's gonna watch this, I hope they go out and try to call Hugo before I do and get to talking to him. Don't fuck up the waters. I'm just trying to tell you, don't fuck up the waters. If y'all niggas want to keep trying to jump the shark, keep jumping the shark. The problem is, when you go in half cocked and you jump the shark, you end up getting ate. This ain't for play. This is for all of us. If it's just some self-serving shit and you just want to interview somebody on a podcast, go ahead and do that. Get that out the way and let us handle the real business. We trying to make real change out here. Y'all motherfuckers trying to make videos. We trying to make change. Go ahead and get your views up. We trying to put commas on motherfuckers' bank accounts. You motherfuckers want comments. We want commas. And that starts with politics, not podcast. So let me get my ass on in here. This girl ain't even 2 years old, and she makes me move like, hurry up, just because I know she hungry. She ain't starving, she just hungry. Every time her elbow bend, her mouth fly open. So we just got to keep feeding her. She's growing. So stay focused. Stay on your grind. Stay on your grind. Ain't nothing wrong with having a job. Have a plan B. Don't be cynical at your job. Just have a plan B just in case. It's just like car insurance. You have car insurance just in case you get into an accident. Just because you got the car insurance don't mean you can go running in the walls. You got car insurance just in case you get into an accident. You may never get into an accident. But what if you did? That's why you have a plan B. Other than that, we need to get on to politics and start pushing towards reparations locally, statewide, federally. That's the way it works. We can't just run to Capitol Hill if we ain't willing to run to the Capitol building. If we ain't willing to run down to the city hall. Use your heads. You is smart, you is kind, and you is important. But the world don't give a fuck about that. Because you also is black. Black, you're a Negro. I try to mask the smell as much as possible. I don't want her getting used to the cannabis smell. She's used to me walking in smelling like moonlight breeze, though. Okay. Ray smells it. She just don't know what, she don't know what I smell like. But I'm coming in. So, now, it's good to start the conversations here because this is where you see more people. We still see more people on social media than we do in the street. But we need to be having meetings in the street and we need to be talking politically in the street. I get it. All these family gatherings coming up, open houses and stuff like that. After you celebrate, little Juju getting his diploma, he got his money, partying, little Juju and his friends, off in the corner, all texting on their phones. Ain't nobody talking no more. They all texting on their phones. When the grown folks sitting around, y'all drinking y'all brown liquor, eating your wingdings and shit. Talk some politics. Talk some politics. When you got a preacher in the family, you need to go into his church. Talk some politics. See, they don't want me in the church, probably because they think I'm a cuss. Churches don't want to see me. They think I'm a cuss. Or maybe I start smoking. But what they really don't want, they don't want me socially engineering their parishioners to stop giving motherfucking money to the church and putting it into their own businesses. Real talk. That's why pastors don't like me. Because they don't like do-for-selfers if they not doing for pastor. Yeah. We'll talk about that another day. We can repair the churches. We can repair the churches, and the churches can help us get repaired. But that ain't going to happen. Because you start talking about cutting into that pastor's bag, oh boy. Oh boy. You cut into that pastor's bag, you got, because some of these pastors is gangsters out here. Some of these pastors gangsters, they need that money. And when their bags start shortening up and shit, oh yeah, okay. Telling you, man. A lot of people ain't willing to cross that. Juneteenth, perfect time for us to sit and talk. But niggas want to do the hustle dances and shit. They want to do hustle dances, sling turkey legs. You know, I ain't got no problem with commerce. I ain't got no problem with the exchange of goods and services. But on that stage, we don't need to just have poets. We need to have politics. Where we getting together for 3, 4, 5 hours and not talk no business. When white people get together, they talk business. When Asian people get together, they talk business. When Indian people get together, they talk business. When the Latinos get together, they talk business. Pull up on a Latino party. And they got the crazy colored lights and shit and the big piñata in the back. I bet you they sitting there talking about, what kind of landscaping company they about to get. What kind of business they gonna go into, a little restaurant they gonna do. They just been back there drinking Coronas and shit, drinking Cuervo. They doing some business. So you can do this business with your Henny. You can do business with your MGDs. I don't know if brother's still drinking malt liquor or not. I hope not. But, you know. Nigga, if you got a 40, okay, pull up. We just got to do something with our time besides waste it. Y'all be good to the next time. Well, be good, and until the next time. I ran all that shit together. One love.